The police shooting of Jacob Blake in Kenosha has stepped up calls for policing reform in Wisconsin. There are a lot of ideas for reform. Now it's up to lawmakers to sort them all out. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos resisted calls for immediate action in the wake of Blake's shooting. Instead, he appointed a task force to study racial disparities and policing reform. I asked him about his expectations for the task force in an interview last week. How confident are you that legislation will come out of this task force that could get bipartisan support?
Well, let's just take a look in the difference of how we approach the problem. What happened in Kenosha was tragic. We should have had the National Guard in there much sooner. We should have been able to have the situation not blow out of proportion in the way that it was, but that's behind us. So it really is no point talking about it anymore. But going forward, what Governor Evers did this summer was to take a package of bills with very little input from anybody, put them forward, and we didn't take them up because they had no bipartisan conversations. Here we are again, where he's chosen to go the partisan route, where he drafted a bunch of bills and said, just here, do something with these. What the legislature has done, I think much more smartly, is the ability for us to bring together both sides. So a Democrat and a Republican legislator have both agreed to be co-chairs of our Speaker's Task Force. We've gotten almost 200 people who have applied to be part of the task force. We're going to go through that process of sifting and winnowing, working with Democrats and Republicans to choose people from all walks of life to talk about the issues that are before us. They'll have hearings, and at the end, my hope is we have a consensus on a bipartisan package and do it in a way that is totally opposite of the partisan appetite that Governor Evers seems to have to make everything political, as opposed to saying, how do we bring people together to actually get something done?
I talked with James Hall, who's the president and CEO of the Urban League of Racine and Kenosha the other week for Upfront.
Robin Vos don't live far from here. He experienced a lot of different things. His home is not far from here. Come down, take a look. Come sit with the people. No one cares what side of the aisle you're on. We care that we get reform and we get justice.
Have you visited Kenosha? Have you talked to the people there?
So I have been to Kenosha on my own. I didn't make an official visit because I didn't want to make a big deal out of it, frankly, but I am more than willing to sit down with anybody at any time. I've already met with folks from the African-American community who are concerned about some of the issues surrounding policing in Milwaukee. I've done it in Madison. Of course, I'm willing to do it with the folks in Kenosha. So if he reaches out to my office, I'm happy to sit down and talk with him as long as it's a meaningful discussion that doesn't just evolve into politics. That's not helpful.
And you said it wasn't an official visit, of course, but what did you do when you went to Kenosha?
I just went and looked at what had occurred. I looked at the tragedy where I see these small business folks, some of whom have done nothing wrong other than be in the wrong place at the wrong time. It breaks my heart when I see that tragedy had to occur for some people to feel like they had a voice. That is never the appropriate response. Certainly what happened, the investigation's ongoing. I'm not going to prejudge the circumstances of what happened with the shooting like Governor Evers did. I think that's wrong. But I certainly think that justice will ultimately be served. And I hope that there'll be federal and potentially state help to continue to help them rebuild.
The task force is co-chaired by Assembly Majority Leader Jim Steineke of Kaukauna and Democratic Representative Sheila Stubbs of Madison. Representative Stubbs told me it's time for action.
We must go to work on behalf of every Wisconsinite across the state of Wisconsin. There is critical reforms that we must tackle that deals with racial disparities. We know for sure Wisconsin is the absolute worst state to raise a Black family. And that is daunting, that is embarrassing, and that is unacceptable. So in order to change those outcomes, we must go to work, look at the data, figure out what systemic issues are happening, the practices, the trainings, and we need to convert it. One of the things, the reason that I'm hopeful is because I'm at the table. I'm a proven leader. I've had a lot of experience. I've championed a lot of disparity work. And that is the voice that I'm going to bring in that room.
And I know that the task force will be reporting back early next year. You'll be looking at bills from both sides, as well as what the Wisconsin Professional Police Association put out. So what are you looking to do here? Do you want to combine some bills, write your own? What is the goal?
That's a really good question. I think what we need to do first and foremost is we need to look at the first 9 bills that Governor Evers put forth that forced us into this special session. Those are common sense bill, that's excessive use of force, It's looking at law enforcement standard boards. It's looking at profiling bills. It's looking at giving dollars into our community. There's a bill that's asking for $1 million to be distributed through our community to really address the inequities and the violence that's happening across our state. Take those 9 bills first. Let's look those over. In addition to there are other bills that have been introduced in the state capitol. I think this is a great time to pull all those bills together, and let's look at every one of them along with the Wisconsin Police, Professional Police Association, and other groups that we would work with. Put those bills out there, look at their language, and then let's go as a group and let's decide with a consensus what we're going to give and take on each bill. And let me be clear, there will be compromises. There will be negotiation. No one's walking out of that room getting 100%. But what's really important in this work is we are going to check our politics at the door.
You're an outspoken critic of Republicans. How do you work together on this?
I did say up front that I'm willing to work with anyone. In the state of Wisconsin, we cannot afford another Jacob Blake scenario. We cannot afford a Breonna Taylor experience here. We cannot afford another George Floyd. At the end of the day, we cannot afford another Sheila Stubbs profiling incident. We must address common sense policy, which means I am willing to work with my Republican colleagues, because in order to get something done in the state capitol, it has to be done on a bipartisan level.
It's a frustration for many people who are out of work due to the pandemic, and now it's cost a top official his job. The long wait for unemployment insurance. That's coming up next on Upfront.